Hello, everyone. Maybe starting in a minute here. Let me know if you can hear me fine or if you're facing any difficulty. If anyone on the live chat can confirm if they can hear me fine. All right. We'll be starting in just in a minute here. Welcome to the fourth episode of Power and Apps for Wednesday, December 12th, 2018, live from Tip City, Ohio. I'm Vivek Bavishi. And joining us today is a special guest from Japan. More about him in a few minutes. He'll be joining us in a few minutes from now. And before that, let's get started with some Power Apps news that you should probably know. So Power Apps weekly release summaries are live now, and you can go to this page and see the weekly kind of updates that are being released by Power Apps. Let me switch here. So this was one of the asks that the community had. They wanted to see what's being released on a weekly basis in the different versions. So now if you go to this page, the Power Apps weekly release notes, you should be able to kind of see for each version what's the latest version availability and what are the different updates in that. So let's say if we click on this for US 18.2.4, it mentions the introduction, new features, fixes and improvements. So this at least gives you what's currently available in the version that you have. Even if some version has not been released to you yet, you should be able to see at least what's there in your version. This is a really big kind of advantage, I would say, especially when some new things have been introduced and you basically don't know if it will work or not on your app. You can see if the latest the version what your app is running on, and then accordingly kind of tweak your app if you want to use the latest features, or just wait for the latest version to be released and then tweak it around. So let me know in the comments if this is something that you were looking for and how it's going to help you in your apps. The next thing was model-driven forms with embedded Canvas apps. This is a public preview now. You can basically embed your Canvas apps into model-driven apps. This was, again, a big community ask, and this is gonna really kind of you can create an inception of Power Apps, basically now an app within an app. It's a pretty good way to kind of, if you wanted to use something kind of creative within your model-driven apps, I always see Canvas apps as something that you can kind of play around a lot with. You have the whole canvas to play with, and model-driven is more kind of, it's more of a workflow that you're associating with your apps. But now you can connect these both and kind of show both a Canvas app and a model-driven app. I haven't played around with this much, so I'll probably have to dig a bit deeper before I can tell you some more details about it. But if you have something that you want to share, if you think this is something that's going to add value to your apps, let us know. And if you want to demo it, definitely this is the place. Just send a comment and we can demo something that you have on this platform. If you have any questions, please go ahead and put it on the live chat. I'll be keeping a watch on that, and if there is something that I can give an answer to, I'll try my best. The next thing, so making higher quality apps with solution checker. This again is a new feature. So if you have not yet, if you don't yet know about the solutions thing, definitely check that out. There is a blog post on kind of using solutions, and I would recommend basically creating all your apps within a solution. That way, if you have to change the environment or if you need to migrate some apps from one environment to another, it's very kind of easy to just export that kind of, you can export a whole solution and import it into another environment. It makes it much easier. So even if you think today you don't need it, you will need it tomorrow. So make your apps within a solution, and now within that solution you can kind of uh, see how the apps can you can there's a solution checker available, and kind of it gives a lot of features. um, it kind of gives you a lot of status things that's happening on the related to performance. um, and let's see what else. uh, okay, so yeah, you can check the performance of your apps through this. And quick, I mean, it's basically an easy way to kind of check the apps and within a solution, and it reduces your kind of task, I would say, or going to each app and seeing the analytics behind it. This is a much more easier way to do it, and also you can export the results of this checks and then play around with it and kind of drill deeper if you need to for any app. All right, so a lot of things already covered on Power Apps. There's one more thing. So if you want to join the business, I mean, you should definitely go to the Business Application Summit if that's something that's interesting to you, sounds interesting. And if you have, there's going to be a lot of great sessions in this. Um, it's on June 10 and 11 in Atlanta this year. The registration is open right now, so if if you think this is something that you'll greatly benefit from, definitely register for it and attend it. All right, we covered a lot of Power App stuff. Let's switch to some Flow stuff now. So this was a recent introduction of the Flow tab in Teams. And also there are some new Teams triggers that have been included in Flow. So now if you go to your Teams site or Teams channel, there's an option to add a Flow as a tab. And when you add that, we basically can create, you can use a whole Flow platform within Teams. You can create I think, yeah. So basically, yeah, you can use the whole Flow platform within Teams, right? So this is this is definitely really helpful. And the other thing, and this is something that I have not yet gone through, is some new triggers that have been added in Teams, um, uh, added in Flow for Teams. So there's an alert the team kind of a trigger. Um, let's see. What else do we have? This one is to look like this. So let's see what has been done over here. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was wondering that was not the Teams trigger. I apologize for that. That was one of the Teams action. The Teams trigger is when new channel message is added, and when I am mentioned in the channel message. So these are the triggers that you can use as a starting point in your flow. So every time a new channel message is added, you could probably create email around it, or you need to take some action based on that, or you need to start an approval based on that. You can kind of use both these triggers, which were not currently available. But yeah, I can see a lot of benefit around it, especially if you kind of uh, keeping loose, you're losing track of some of channel messages. You can use this trigger and maybe filter it down to some level by the subject or something like that, and then send an email or something else, which whatever action you want to take in flow. All right. So before we jump on to the demo, let's see here. Uh, Yep. So if you have not yet looked at it, I've already talked about it a lot, good amount of time. Is the Power Apps new skill and the Flow new skill in your Amazon um, Echo devices. So if you have any Amazon Alexa Assistant enabled any device, you can enable these skills and basically get the Flow blog updates and Power Apps blog updates just being read out to you, so you can just listen to it. So once you enable it and add it to your flash briefing, you can just ask your device to just read it out, and you can get like quick snippets before you dig deeper into any of the topic. All right, so moving on, we do have a demo scheduled today with our friend Hiro from Japan. He has been pretty active on Twitter. His handle is mofu underscore dance. And that's something that I need to ask him. What is this about? But yeah, he has been kind of using the principles of physics and applying them in Power Apps. It's just the amount of stuff he has done using that, and the kind of I would say different things that he has implemented. It's just mind blowing. I mean, when you see the app, you just can't believe that this is something that can be done in Power Apps. But just by using some equations for the x and y coordinates, um, he has been able to kind of develop a bunch of things in Power Apps. So before we move on to him, just just need to make sure he joins us. He has not yet joined. Let me give us a minute. Give me a minute here. And all right, he's here. Hey, Hiro, can you hear me? Hiro, can you hear me? Your mic is disabled. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Hi, Hiro, can you hear me? Hiro, can you hear me? Huh. I'm having some technical issues over here, but we should be able to solve this soon. Let me see.
Hello.
Hey, Hiro. Hi.
Hi.
I can hear
Can
you
you hear my
now. Yep.
voice?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
All right. Before you joined us, I just gave a quick introduction about you uh, to the audience. And if you want to introduce yourself, just go ahead. And you are live right now. So whenever you want to start presenting your demo as well, you can just share your screen.
Okay. Just a second. Um. Okay. My name is Hiroaki Nagao from Japan. Um. Today I will talk about my activity, gamify physics, and educational use on PowerApps. So, just can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
So here, yep.
Okay. So my name is Hiro, and I'm a power addict. Well, quick introduction. Um, I have just a passion for PowerApps and Flow, as you know, and I was a researcher on physics field, elementary theoretical physics, and this is reason why I'm seeking the possibility of the educational use for of the PowerApps. And yeah, uh, I am the power addict. It means I'm crazy about the PowerApps. And I'm
Yep.
always
We
thinking about
are.
PowerApps and thinking the possibility of PowerApps. My brain is filled by PowerApps. Of course, I
So
love
here,
family. Yeah,
so
but
here, one of the
30%
things
of my
which
brain.
I was wondering, so
Yeah.
is there any, so your Twitter handle, does that mean something, or is it just,
um, it's difficult to explain the kind of dance of
uh-huh.
my family.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just, I mean, I was
Yeah,
just curious. Yeah,
yeah, individual
that's cool.
culture of my family.
That's cool.
So, okay, yeah, again, today I will showcase my three apps: doing BallUp, juggling motion, and logo on parts. And next, I demonstrate some how to create some simple physics app.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I provide you the instant app making in 5 minutes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, take it ahead. Yeah, we are really interested to see all this.
Thanks. So, yeah, usually my friends ask me how long does it take my apps take the time.
Yeah.
So I may answer the question through my demo. Very quick. Well, okay. One of the possibility of paths for the educational use is elementary programming. So my log up screen here is maybe one of the example. So using this kind of app, user or students can program the motion of this turtle through this app, and without the difficult coding or yeah, and confirm the result. Okay, take a look. Uh, this this one is the motion of turtles. FE is move forward, and BK is backward. Turn left and right turn. Parameter input parameter is pixel or degree of angles. So forward 100 pixel and turn left 45 degrees, and again the 100 and turn right 90 degrees. Okay, you can play turtle motion. Simply the click button.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. Actually, this was the first time to know the logo programming when Nataraj replied to me, because it is unfortunately not familiar in Japan. But you learn programming through this logo platform?
Yep.
Oh, because
I remember when I also studied logo, and this was when I was in my like my 8th grade or something, or 6th grade, I
right.
think. Yeah. So yeah, when you posted this, I was like, yeah, this reminds me of my like really my 6th grade,
Great.
5th grade, when I was working on logo and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice. So Japan will introduce some programming education from the elementary school. So then my app may contribute such activities.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yes. Okay. Next, another possibility is more high grade student. Visualizing physics phenomena to help understand theory or principles in physics. So I think one of the most difficulty to learn physics is that the formula itself and the result of this are very invisible. So they cannot observe such a result directly. But doing BallUp, this app, it reproduces the motion of projectile, including air resistance and natural gravity effect. Okay, to describe this app, I set simple equation for x and y, property of this ball. Also, you can set some parameters, air resistance and velocity loss when bound the ball. Okay. Well, you can set the initial velocity by the slider control, and also the shooting angle can control. This app is introduced by in your channel first time, right?
Yeah, that was my first episode on PowerApps. We introduced this as a super power app.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Very happy.
I mean, this really blew my mind. I mean, all those things that you're doing within that single app, the bounce, the reflection, air resistance.
Right.
I know it's physics equations, but still implementing that within PowerApps, that's just awesome.
Yeah, equation of the physics is a bit difficult, but to implement to the app is very simple. Just set the XY property and turn on the timer control and develop the lead time. Yeah, it's very simple. And shoot the ball and bounce. Oh, back goodbye. Speed, throw, set, shoot. Okay. Reflection and bounce is implemented.
Yeah,
this is
just
very,
amazing.
very naturally based on the physics. Then the students can understand the result of this kind of equation, how affect for the real world through the PowerApps. So okay, applying this app into juggling motion. Do you remember this app?
Yep, I definitely do. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first interaction with David. Simple two-ball juggling motion can be realized on PowerApps. In this case, I have 9 timer controls, and 4 of them is govern this ball motion, and the other 4 is red ball, and last one is the difference between blue and red balls. So you can start ball juggling.
Yep.
Yeah, move forever. Okay.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. I know we started kind of discussing on this. When I was, I think it, so I took what I made, so I had made a fidget spinner that was like one of the challenges which Audrey had posted way long back.
Yeah. You can
And
you
then
tweeted
from,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
All right. And next. Yeah, this is all.
Yep. Now give us your secret sauce. We need to know how to create these things.
Yeah, not very simple. uh, to create the physics app, you just do Googling and, well, I explain later, but scaling, and I love timer control.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, take a look. So how to create physics app? First, you find analytical solution for equation of motion by Google. Just input keyword oscillation, equation of motion. You can find in Wikipedia or some blogs simple analytical expression of these equations. So this is one example. XT position of oscillator is governed by this equation. So if you find out the such an expression, you can you next determine the scaling between real world and the PowerApps canvas. And finally, you insert some image and timer control and set XY properties of images. That's very simple approach.
Yeah.
The scaling is very important to make natural motion of the ball or some objects. This is the some utility usually I use. Left panel is real world, so you can input the height of the real world. So what you want to create the
Simulate.
apps?
Yep.
Yeah, simulate the phenomena. Right panel is PowerApps. This is the canvas height. So 4 meter in the real world correspond to the 768 pixel in PowerApps world. So through this scaling, you can get some typical value or physical constant for the reproduce the motion of objects. I mean, for example, the gravity constant is usually used is 9.8 meter per sec, equal to 1081.6 pixel. Right? Typical velocity is some kind of this. Okay.
That's a really good point. I mean,
yeah.
this is something which people will lose out, kind of trying to understand how to use this. But yeah, this is a really, thank you for sharing this. Yeah, this is really good knowledge. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. This is some simple example. We have one ball icon, and this is the equation for xy property. And start. Yes. Ball is moving with time.
Yep.
Yeah, very simple. Okay. So give a second. Okay. Hello. So, very simple equation is set for xy property, as you can see. This ball icon have x property as this. And also the y property is almost same.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Next. The final part.
So your timer proper. I mean, you're using the t as basically that's the time, right? So that's your timer value. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Override.
Yeah, if you move it, it just
usually override the x and y properties.
Yep.
Yeah, time is as you said, timer control value divided by 1,000 because
timer value is in milliseconds. Yep.
Yes,
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a very good explanation of how to create this. Yeah.
Yeah. So most of part of creating physics apps is seeking the equation.
Yeah.
Yes. Implementation is very short, but so I demonstrate how short the implementation. Okay. The last topic today on my part is the instant cook of a game app based on throwing ball motion. So you can see here one ball image and the player and also the basketball.
Yep.
So from now on, I make these images to the game. Okay, first, sorry, these ribbons are in Japanese. But
that's okay. I think if there are true power addicts on if some power addicts are watching it, they know. Even if in Japanese, people will know by the icon what you're talking about. So
it's good.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm understanding even if it's in Japanese. I can say it by the icon what you're clicking on.
That's great. So as I said, first thing, put the timer control. Duration is about 300 milliseconds. Well, So I first set the property of timer control on timer end event. Okay. First, when timer is end, this timer will be repeatable, and every timer end update context t plus timer duration divided by 1000.
Yeah.
So when you put this property, this ball will move. XY property of this image is plus the dx times t. Very simple. And also the y property minus dy times t minus 0.5 gravity constant. So direct input and the t and t. Okay. Well, but this shows the error because we not set
Define,
bx and define the velocity of xy. In order to set velocity of xy, we introduced some slider controls. Upper is for the velocity x direction, and set on change property, update context, update context, update context, okay. Vx, slider control value. Next, same as y direction. On change event, you can update context, y slider control the value. Okay. Also, the maximum value of the slider control will be set some. This is a tuning parameter. And also the y 1,300. Okay. Ball, and this ball will may move. Okay, let's test. That's good. Well, I
awesome.
usually put this kind of a reload control, reload icon. And this reload icon reset some timer controls and context, time context. So update context t equals 0. And yes. Okay. Ball is back. Start the motion of start the timer control. Another button will be put start button. So on select update context, some variable, context variable to start the motion. Start, and to also the reset button, update context, move start, false. And timer control, start property. Okay. For start property, we set the move start variable. So you can start via this button. Yeah, okay. But it's insufficient to more realistic, because this ball goes down to the center of the earth and protect this behavior on timer end property. On timer end. Okay. Insert the if statement. If the ball image y this screen instant clock height. If the ball position y less than the this screen height, then the stop the timer and not update the time context. And yeah, else nothing. Okay, start and stop. Stop, may stop. So ball image height. It's okay. Okay. Oh, too much time. And start. Yeah, ball is stopped.
Okay. That's cool. Yep.
Well, maybe
I know
time will come.
Yep. I know you have to get going for your work, so we won't take a lot of your time. But
Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah, thank you so much for showing all this. It's really interesting the way you kind of develop your apps, and this at least gives us an idea how you develop and kind of the thinking that we need to have if you want to develop something like this.
Right.
And implement it in our app. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean we are going global now. We have like you are in your time zone at 8 a.m. We are here in 6 p.m. and you're still talking the same language of Power Apps, the Power
Yeah.
Platform. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
And have a good day.
Yeah, I will run to work.
All right. So if this is something that interested you, Hiro, just before you leave, would you be sharing this? Will you be sharing this app that you just showed today?
Not. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So once he shares it with me, we'll make sure that we put it on our show notes so that you can go ahead and download it if you want, and if you want to play around with it. We really appreciate your help on this, Hiro. Thank you.
Yeah,
Once
thank you
again.
very much.
Bye. All right. So moving on, as we had like enough of, all the superpower apps and everything was covered by this. So we don't have a separate power app that we're going to talk about or a flow. But yeah, this is all the content for today. Before we end the session, just a quick note. Tomorrow and let me make sure I'm showing the correct screen here. Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow we'll be having the live user group meeting at Cincinnati. If you are in the location and if you want to join us, please join us. We'll have some sessions from Shane Young and myself. We'll just have an kind of impromptu session. So looking forward to seeing who you guys over there if you can join. Apart from that, we do have our the show is on it is available as a podcast as well on iTunes and Google Play Music. So if you want to listen to the show as an audio, I know most of the demo is video, but if you want to listen to the updates, you can listen to it on a podcast, download it on your phone, and listen to it while you're driving to work or something like that. So that's all for today. Next week we'll probably be having a recorded version being shown because I'll enjoy some of my vacation. But yeah, we definitely have a show posted for the next week as well. So yeah, we live every Wednesday 6 p.m. Eastern time. And if you want to follow us, you can follow our YouTube channel, That API Guy, or follow me on Twitter at that_API_guy. Thank you for joining, and have a great evening and a great day for those who joined from Japan.